Hey guys, it's DukeConRed1 and welcome to this Q&A video. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I thought it's just about time. Last week I had posted a video asking you guys to post any questions you may have concerning me, my channel, etc. And so I have a ton of questions that I have gotten since last week, and we're not going to be going through all of them. So if I don't get to your question, I apologize, but I hope that for those of you that I am able to answer, and for those of you that are watching, that it'll be a fairly enlightening video that will hopefully inform you on the goings-on of DukeConRed1. But before we get into that, guys, I had asked you last week to post ideas of what you think the next Conquest Reforged contest should be. And so what I have done is I've taken several of those ideas and I've put them into a straw poll down in the description below. So make sure you guys go over there and vote. Let me sort of describe what each one is going to be. First, we have Temple/Realm of the Gods. So I'm kind of thinking like something epic, like maybe it's a temple in the clouds with surroundings and everything. Like, I'm not just talking about the building itself, but also some reasonable surroundings around it, and just to make it epic, you know, like very, very fantasy. The next suggestion is Fantasy Species Village, something like maybe elves in a massive forest or dwarves underground, whatever floats your boat. Fantasy Species Village. If that suits you, then go for it. Also, there is floating islands in the sky with hints of civilization, So I'm just kind of thinking like, you know, a bunch of like floating islands connected with bridges, and then with like towns and villages, or just villages on them, and little hamlets and stuff like that. Because obviously no one's gonna end up making a massive city using this for this contest. It's not really worth it. Also, epic terrain with hints of civilization. So I'm thinking like just anything. Like it could be a mesa, it could be some mountains, it could be maybe just an island in the middle of the ocean, and just whatever, something epic, something unique and special to it. And then like maybe ruins on it, or maybe just a few houses, maybe a wizard's tower, who knows, but not this. The idea is that the civilization would not be a focal point of that theme of contest. So anyways, all those ideas are in the description below, in the straw poll. So make sure you go over and vote, and we'll go ahead and decide on our next contest. So with that said, guys, and without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so our first question is by the one, the only, the Mythical Sausage. If you guys don't know who he is, definitely go check his channel out. His link is in the description below. Absolutely amazing content. He'll definitely bring a smile to your face. But anyways, he asks, where do you see the Conquest Reforged mod / community in the next 2 to 3 years? Now, that is a fairly difficult question, because a lot of people are going to say, well, Minecraft is dying. However, I would say to that, Conquest is really making a push forward, and it's getting more popular by the day. Now, the idea is that this new update that we are about to release, the update with the new GUI, the 4,000 new blocks, 5,000 new blocks, at the same time merging Artacraft with Conquest Reforged, etc. All of that's going to happen all at once, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to bring the community together closer, and it's really going to make a more dedicated community, because we're all going to see the fruit of labor that has been going into the mod. And you know, Wonder Bread and Origins, those two have been working so hard on making this possible. And overall, the ability to be able to use all those blocks in game is just going to be absolutely astounding. Also, another thing that's going to really push us forward is the survival compatibility of the mod that is planned for the future. Now, there are stages of the mod, there are stages that the mod team is working around. First of all, they got to get the new update. They got to get this update out. Then they're going to be working on server compatibility, meaning World Guard, different plugins and things just to make the server environment much more exciting. And then they're going to be working on survival compatibility so that we can finally reach out to the more focused Minecraft audience. The large amount of the Minecraft audience are survival players, they're not creative. And having the survival compatibility to the mod, adding that, will vastly improve the chances of Conquest being shared out among the wider Minecraft community, and will be fantastic. So I really do see a future for Conquest in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe even more, hopefully more. I'm hoping many more years after that. It's just the steam that's behind Conquest. If we lose that steam, say us YouTubers, if we stop, if the mod developers stop, etc., then there's a likely chance that Conquest will just sort of fade away. But I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to keep working forward, and we're going to keep pushing our agenda forward that Minecraft can be a far better game than what it is in default. So I hope that answers your question, Sausage, and I'm really excited for the future. Now our next question is fairly simple to answer. It is by Polo Polo Born to Mine. He asks, will you ever do some more Westeros Craft reviews? A lot of you like those, and yes, I do plan on doing more. In fact, I have been trying to work scheduling around with 2 friends of mine that are acquainted with Westeros Craft, and one of them is very acquainted with the lore, etc. So one of my downfalls on my previous Westeros Craft videos is that I don't get the lore right. However, if I have my friends with me, they're gonna help to bring that lore out and make these videos far more interesting. So the idea is that hopefully we'll be able to get some more Westeros Craft videos coming out here soon. Not to mention, we're also gonna be doing some more Artecraft walkthroughs here soon, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so our next very intellectual question is by Gainshaw Raman Lishwanthurl. He asks, will you answer this question? Yes. Alright, so now we have a question by Lord Guatama, aka Franz166. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with his name. He is a Grand Architect on the Raven server. But anyways, he asks, question 1, where do you find your time to build so much stuff? Like, what are you sacrificing? Job, sleep, etc., and to have such a high productivity level? Well, honestly, Franz, I don't really have such a super high productivity level, but I do try to get as much building as I can done when I can. I have to sacrifice my free time. Pretty much, I go to work, I come home, and here I am at making videos. It's pretty much my schedule of the day. And I spend some time with family, like, usually one day in the weekend I spend with my family, and then etc. It's a very cramped schedule. Like, I'm pretty much on videos, I'm gonna say 40 to 50% of my time off work I'm doing videos, and then the rest of the time I'm with family and sleeping. It's a pretty stringent schedule, because pretty much you get about 30% of your free time as sleeping, etc. And then you get 20% after that for whatever else. So yeah, I'm pretty much cramming this making videos in to be able to produce what I am at this current state. And also, you ask, has Lara learned to build already? No, she has not. She doesn't seem to really want to be. She doesn't seem to have the coordination to work with the computer, etc. I don't think that she would enjoy that so much, so I don't think we'll be seeing her as part of Minecraft. So our next question is by creator Jakovlev. He asks, during your Grind series, I noticed that you have quite a big knowledge about medieval architecture. You use various architectural definitions and know a bit about the history of epic castles and keeps. Did you remember it all from high school, or is it medieval architecture your hidden bastion? Well, Jakovlev, I can't really say that I have an extensive knowledge about architecture or castles. Maybe I sound that way, maybe you think I sound that way, but I really don't. I build how I want to build. I build from prior experience, from what I feel like would work. The things that I always keep in mind is structural integrity, and I try to build in the way that it's realistic, but you see, I know this stuff from experience. I don't know it from, very in-depth research, whereas I should. There are people out there, say like Umnum, Monsterfish, or even Roll, people that really know what they're doing, they know what they're building, and then they build it very precisely to that time period that they're trying to produce. And see, me on the other hand, I just build to a picture. I see something, it looks cool, I do it, and then it usually turns out pretty good. But as far as historical, being very historically, knowledgeable, not really that knowledgeable. I just build because I like to build. And I build to the level that I do because I've built for a long period of time. For about 3 years now, I've been building the way that I do. And it's really helped me throughout all of that experience to get to the point that I am today. But still, like I said, a long journey to go to reach a more realistic and detailed approach to building. Right, so our next question is by Viraga Ashid. He asked, or she, personally, I loved the Purpose series, where you explained how things worked and all that jazz. Have you thought about bringing it back? So if those of you that aren't aware, my Purpose series is me building things like a tavern or, say, a windmill. Purpose, stuff that adds purpose to your plot or your build or whatever. Something that adds purpose, function per se. And that's the whole idea of the Purpose series. But with that said, yes, I do plan on bringing that back. In fact, like I had said in my previous video, I had suggested that I've been working on reserves for the past 2 months, and in May, I'm hoping to start my new video schedule where I have 3 videos a week, where I have a Let's Build series, I have a tutorial, and then I have a review, and then any special videos for that week. And the idea is that the tutorial will switch between either style tutorials or purpose tutorials, at least for the first few months or so, and then we'll start doing some big stuff, because there's some big stuff coming, hopefully. As long as I have the ability and realistically to be able to do that, I will be uploading some very interesting content here to come. So I hope that answers your question there, Viraga. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Okay, so our next question is by Apollo Blackblood. He asked, do you think you would ever try a co-episode or something of the sort with some larger Minecraft builders like Jeracraft or Madness 64, etc.? While I like that idea, and I think that it would be very beneficial to this channel, I don't want to come across as I'm begging or I'm causing some sort of, I need help on my channel. I like that idea. However, there are several factors to consider. One, I don't want it to be awkward. I don't want just to say, hey, let's do a video, and then we do a video, and it's just gonna seem awkward because there's no prior relationship. I need to have somewhat of a prior relationship. I need to know that person. I need to be able to talk to them beforehand and have sort of build up a camaraderie before I can actually enjoy doing a video with them. And in order to do that video, then we had to figure out the content and stuff like that. I don't even know what we do. And I would have trouble coming up with that idea. So, I mean, if someone else is maybe interested in such a thing, there's a possibility where we could do something and I could work with them and then we could build up a relationship and then we could start doing a video or something of that sort. But I feel like for right now, it's probably important that I keep building my channel up so that I can benefit them as well versus them just benefiting me. I don't want to seem like that channel, the people that beg for subscribers. I don't want to be like that. And so I'm going to keep going as I am going. And so we'll see what happens. But as long as we can find a mutual arrangement, then sure, at some point you might just see that. So this is a question that I'm sure a lot of you are rather interested in, and I'm rather sad to answer this in such a negative way, but XXJNXX asks, is there any chance that there will be a download for Seabridge in the near future? Sadly, I'm going to have to say no. Seabridge is over, unfortunately. I won't be able to continue building that. That is over on the Raven server. I no longer build on the Raven server. I no longer participate on the server. And so Seabridge became a community project for the Raven server. I no longer have the rights to it. And so no, I'm not going to provide a download for it. And so that's pretty much considered a dead project at this point. So I'm sorry, but we still have Crine. I've kept Crine as just a me project, and I'm going to keep it that way. And maybe in the future, we'll start another city. Who knows? And at that point, I'll probably start another series, and we'll make some interesting content on that. And I'm sure that'll turn out pretty interesting. So, again, I hope you guys stay tuned, because some great content's coming. And I hope that this channel can really start pushing forward. So Alex the Lion asks, where do you get your motivation to build? Now, this is a question that I get a lot. A lot of people ask, where do you get motivated? How do you stay building the same project for so long? How do you do this? How do you do that? Now, the motivation comes from you guys, more or less. Let me just tell you how this works. Prestige. You want to feel like you're appreciated, all right? And I build this stuff because you guys like it. And it helps me push forward. I mean, just think about, why do you build on a server? Why do you build on your YouTube channel? Why do you build in general? Just think about it for a second and think think deep. Do you build for yourself, or do you build for that recognition? And the idea is I build so that you guys can see it and appreciate it. And in turn, that feeds me with a level of satisfaction that, hey, this build's good because people like it. And I also appreciate it myself. Therefore, the motivation comes from you guys, because you provide all of these positive comments and feedback, and it really helps me continue the channel because I feel appreciated, and appreciated content usually is the stuff that keeps going forward. Now, if it was unappreciated, obviously you wouldn't see the content, that I'd be demotivated, etc. Also, another thing that would demotivate me is real life circumstances, say financial issues or family issues, things like that. That's what's another thing that's very demotivating. But for the most part, in terms of building, the creativity just flows, and the recognition and the appreciation that you guys show really helps push me forward to provide you guys with more content that you can enjoy. Well, that's all the time we have for today, guys. I wanted to answer all of you guys, but I don't want to make this video exceptionally long. So I apologize that if I didn't get to your question, that I wasn't able to answer it, but I tried to answer some questions that were more of a general topic that would be something that all of you would be really interested in. And there's still some more interesting questions in there, but this will be for sure not the last Q&A video. We'll be making some more of these later on, so be sure you keep an eye out for that. And if you want to ask a question, make sure that you ask in the comments of that Q&A announcement, and then the week after I'll post the question and answer video so that we can get that out. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more content. Also, I have a Facebook and a Twitter you can follow me on and keep up with the happenings of Ducon Red 1. There's also a Twitch that you can find me on, where I do live streams and build stuff like you're seeing right now. And then also I have a Patreon for those of you that want to support me monetarily. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Till then, bye-bye.